Okay. So if you read the title of this video, I'm gonna leave a timestamp down below that you can jump to see that. First, I'm gonna show you how to do the other Inquisitor feats and give you some of my thoughts on Conquest Pass Plus, because I don't know if I bought it. Was it worth it? No and yes. But obviously, I don't think it's here. No, it's in here. Defeat. Okay. So yeah, defeat. Oh, defeat 50 enemies with Geonosis. Okay, well it's the same for basically all four of the ones that are like, or all five of the ones that say defeat 50 enemies with this faction. You just do Frenzy Check and what? You go to one of the missions that have bounty hunters. With your most powerful data disk setup, single target preferably, because you don't want you don't want to be casting out tons of damage that's gonna kill off the entire team and you win too early, because you don't want to win if you're just farming kills. If the feat doesn't require you to win, there's unless you're going through for the first time, there's no reason to win the battle. That's just, it burns up all of your consumables, and it burns up stamina. So you don't want that. So you're going to go to a battle that has bounty hunters, because it'll almost always have Jango Fett, it'll almost always have Boba Fett. In fact, I think it always has those two. I haven't seen it without them, but I assume it's possible to have it without them. And you're just going to put in 4 people that are that faction, and then Watt, and then Frenzy Tech. And then you're going to run data disks, probably very similar to this. Maybe you won't have Dread at that point in time, but you will eventually get it. In fact, I would avoid putting Dread on for that feat anyway, just because you have the potential to kill somebody too early. But I might avoid doing this one just because it gives them turn meter. You don't want them to gain turn meter. I would put on ones that actually make them lose turn meter. Empire was very easy because they were inflicting debuffs through Volatile Accelerator. Empire would just run such a train that it was good. In fact, for this one in particular, I would recommend, since Inquisitors are Empire, they benefit from Palpatine's leadership. They gain turn meter when a debuff expires. So every time someone dies, they'll gain like an entire three full turn meter bars worth of turn meter. So I would do Palpatine the lead, and then just make sure that Palpatine doesn't get any of the kills. And then as soon as you kill every single person on the bounty hunter team once, and then Boba Fett and Jango Fett a second. Once there's one person left, basically, because these two, they can revive once, so that's 6 kills that you can get and still have one person standing. And then you're just going to let it time out after that, because I think it's still, the way that it works is if you back out as opposed to letting it time out, it doesn't count the progress. I don't know for sure if that's still the case, but I think it is. Now you won't lose this if you back out, but you won't get the 6 kills. So that's how you get all the 50 kills without having to gear up characters. Very easy to do. Don't put the Blast Tech weapon mod on anyone, because if they kill Boba Fett or Jango Fett, then they won't revive, and you want to maximize how many people you get, or how many kills you get. So you don't want to accidentally kill them with the person that prevents revives. So just pass out the 2 other techs, and then just use your basic ability after that. Anyway, now is the Conquest Plus Pass worth it? As far as what it gives you in game, so this I generate this twice as fast. So I think it ends up being like one every 10 minutes. So what is that, like 240 a day? Or no, that'd be 6 times 24. That's like 192, I think. I don't know. I think that's right. Um, but you're gonna refresh it like 3 times a day anyway. So that'll be like you. As for the energy gain, is not a whole lot. I don't think they regen stamina faster, or if they do, It didn't feel like they regened it faster. And they don't really give you a whole lot in terms of consumables and data discs. Um, where is it? I think it's this one. They give you this one right at the beginning, which is really powerful. It does create some really powerful combos. And they gave you some of the Old Republic data disc or consumable. So I was able to make something happen with Canderous that was pretty cheesy, where I would just put Wat Tambor in the lead and then have him pass tech over, and then Canderous would automatically assist. Um, and because of the way Canderous works, he deals damage to everyone through the Old Republic data disc, and then that's like however many debuffs that he landed, even if I don't have any data discs for it yet. But that really only came up once, so I would say as far as data discs and consumables that it gives you, not really a whole lot. And yeah, so like, did the extra energy do a whole lot? It's like, maybe, I don't know. I think more than anything, I think it was. I wouldn't say that what I got in game was worth $20, the extra $20, but I think the brain cells that I spared myself by knowing that I had done all that I could do, and that so long as I did my 3 refreshes a day, didn't waste any energy, didn't waste any time, that I would get my red crate. I think that was worth $20, because like stressing out unnecessarily over Darth Malgus is not. I don't know. I don't think. Yeah, is it worth it to save myself $20 and stress out over it and be stressed out for the entire time that Darth Malgus is the character, or do I want to just pay the extra $20 twice? Because I only have to do it twice. Because let me simplify real quick. If you get the Conquest Pass every single time, then you only need to get Red Crate once in order to get enough shards to unlock the character at the very end. Just because the extra shards that you get from the rewards track, which does not change between regular and plus, that will be enough. And the 20 that you get from the 4 sectors will be enough. That by the end you'll only have to get red crate and 2 gold crates to unlock the character. That said, I also forgot to mention that it does make the Conquest Pass Plus does make changing data discs free, as opposed to every single data disc being removed, costing you 7 energy, which can add up very quickly if you're trying to experiment. So it discourages experimentation. And every time you do try to experiment, especially if you try to experiment and something goes poorly, it makes you feel like you're wasting resources. Whereas if it's free, if you're not spending anything to experiment, then it doesn't really feel like you're wasting as much. So you feel a lot more freedom to experiment and come up with good combos. Which, depending on where your roster is, like if you have a ton of Galactic Legends, which I only have 2 Galactic Legends, and like 7 and just over 7 million GP. But if you have more Galactic Legends and more GP, then it'll be obviously easier. You'll have more room. You won't have to worry as much about making sure the data discs are just right and making sure. But so at the end of the day, I'd say, is the what you get from the Conquest Pass worth it? In game worth it? No, I don't think it is worth $20. Like, I think the Conquest Pass just by itself, the $10 one, that's like 90% of what you need is in the pass that costs a third, and then the spending the extra $20, that extra 2/3 to get the Conquest Pass Plus gets you almost nothing. It's like, so it's like, yeah, I got a little bit of peace of mind. It was like, I don't really know what roster that it's for. Like, is it for suckers? Is it to sucker people into buying it once, realizing that it's not worth it, and never buying it again? Like, because that feels like what it's for. Because now that I have the confidence boost of seeing how much I can do and how close I can get, and knowing how little the Conquest Pass Plus actually gets me, I'm like, do I even want to buy it again? Because I only need to get Gold Crate the next 2 times, so long as I get every single reward up to but not quite including that Red Crate. Or I can get Red Crate once and then just take it easy the next time after that, but it's just so weird. Like, I don't know. They need to rethink what's in the Conquest Pass Plus, because it's just not worth it. If they added like a separate rewards track for Conquest Pass Plus, that made it so that instead of needing Red Crate, Gold Crate, Gold Crate, that you could just get Gold Crate every single time, and you'd have just barely enough if you got the Conquest Pass Plus all 3 times to unlock the character. Then that would actually feel like it was worth $30. Like, yeah, like that would make sense. Like if you didn't even have to unlock, because then that would encourage people to at least buy it one time and then maybe buy the regular pass the next 2 times and use the Conquest Pass Plus to get the whole Conquest Pass Plus rewards track and a Red Crate, and then just regular pass the next 2 times and get Gold Crate and a pretty decent amount of the rewards track. Like if all the stuff that you got from Conquest Pass Plus had been in the Conquest Pass, and all the stuff that had been in the Conquest Pass had been in the Plus, then it would make sense. But it's like they have it reversed. Like if the rewards track had been tied to the $30 pack, and all the stuff that's like barely worth it was tied to the $10 pack, that would actually make sense. But they didn't do that, so I don't know what the hell. Like, yeah, I can't recommend that anyone go out and buy this pack, because it didn't feel like it was worth it for me, and I'm probably not going to buy it again. Now, what you came here for, the title of the video. I have one of these. My Inquisitors are hot garbage. You're just going to go in right here. I believe the enemy that you go up against is randomly generated. Because I'm pretty sure Arnold, he went up against First Order right here for some reason. That's weird, because I have 6 people, so you'd think that was a custom-made squad.
Yeah, we're going to do full Sith Empire. I want to get a better idea of how this works, and unfortunately, I think we're going to steamroll over them. Let's go ahead and give this a little sneak peek. You want to 4-man it? Okay, well, I'll run it again for you guys in a second. So what we're going to see now is kind of a first. Yeah, there he is, right there, Darth Malgus.
But anyway, so what consumables do I have active? I have 122% defense, 122% max health, and frenzy, of course. You already saw my data disk setup, but here it is again. Caustic emissions, amplify agony, volatile accelerator, dread, and thermal exhaust. By the end of Conquest, you'll have this. But yeah, so basically these 2 are just to make sure everyone stays alive. This is to make sure that everyone gets rolling. Darth Malgus should go first and get the ball rolling. All right. So again, I don't know exactly how this works. That. And alright, okay, does this dispel? maybe. Okay, she's under stealth, so we're gonna want to go for her next, or for Revan, because if Revan dies first, then he can't save himself unless he's in the lead, and he's not in the lead right now. So. All right. And now everyone else should be doomed. If they take a turn, they just lose. They just die. But so the extra survivability I put on was just in case, but really you just need Frenzy. Or maybe you're up against a different team than this, and you know, it's not as easy, but I don't know. And there you go. I also put Seventh Sister in the lead for evasion, which, since Arnold got first order here, I'm not sure exactly how these enemies are determined. It's weird that I have 6 people that are Old Republic, which would imply that it was picked this way, but then he had first order and he was 5 of them. Whereas I think it was 5. I don't know. It's just weird to me. But whatever the case may be, whoever you get here, yeah, it's just gonna go like that. The extra survivability of these two allowed me to, when I tried it against bounty hunters back here, and they did enough damage to not quite kill us, which means even at gear 8, it's so long if you have enough health and defense stacked on you, you can survive tier 5 enough to get to your turn. Though the problem with going up against bounty hunters is that Django puts fire on everybody, and the way his unique works is it stops turn meter gains if everyone has burning, which everyone will have burning, and that can't be evaded, so you're just screwed. It looks like Malgus is supposed to just outspeed everyone in that last one, so unless you're up against like Gas 5-0 first, if that's who it selects for you, then you're screwed, but otherwise I think Malgus should be able to get you the W, and you shouldn't even have to worry about health and defense boosters. Now it's going to be expensive anyway because you do need Frenzy to make it work. You're going to need 7 of them to get all 14. Like, luckily I'm in a position, I think I have 7 frenzies or 6 more frenzies that I could buy on all the different nodes, but luckily I don't have to worry about that. So when you're doing all the feats that frenzy helps with, you're just going to make sure you have to do it on one frenzy. Like, you're going to have to make sure that armor shred, defense up, and empire kills are all done on one frenzy. Because yeah, you cannot let the frenzy thing go to waste. But yeah, I guess if you were up against General Grievous, you'd probably be screwed too. There's probably a couple like randomly selected enemies that you could get that would just absolutely throw a wrench in that whole thing. Like First Order maybe, because Hux prevents turn meter. So unless you could buff dispel advantage off of them with Malgus, does Malgus have that? Anyway, but Darth Malgus, what does he have? Okay. Okay, that's Grand Arena. So that does nothing. Deal physical damage to target enemy and inflict that on them for 2 turns. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so yeah, so if you're up against First Order like Arnold was, this will not work. Because he has no way to prevent bonus, or because Malgus can't dispel advantage from Hux, and Hux prevents bonus turn meter. So, Yeah, I guess there is a lot of luck involved in what you get in Sector 5. Yeah, Malgus can't solo. Yeah, Malgus not being able to solo is pretty huge. As or the Malgus they gave you not being able to solo, I think is huge. Because if he could solo, then it really wouldn't matter. But shit, man, that really sucks. So yeah, in that case, if Frenzy Tech doesn't work for you, I would say, yeah, booster the defense and the overcharged health to survive, and just hope you get lucky. Because what is it? Dread. Yeah, Dread does help a lot, and all these other ones help a lot. So as long as you survive to your turn, you'll do okay. Though if Frenzy isn't going to work, that does open up the other options for what kind of tech that you can put there. Consumables. Like what do we got? This becomes an option, which if they're gonna start doing crazy AOE's, they won't be able to do that unless they're immune to ability block, which not many people are. So they'll have to target Malgus because I'm pretty sure he has pre-taunt. That doesn't really help. Yeah, I don't know if that'll help much. That doesn't really help you. That doesn't help you. That doesn't help you. Receives. Receives a critical hit. They are inflicted with damage over time for 1 turn, which can't be resisted. Okay, that doesn't really help me. Doesn't help. Mending Shield. Whenever an ally recovers health, they also recover 10% protection. Okay. Yeah, I don't think any of this helps. I know Empire has one, but I don't think it really does anything for us. Let's see what we got. Jesus Christ. Okay. What is that? First order? Okay. Anyway, I know Empire gets one, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't really help much either. Yeah, so I think Initial Tether might be your best bet, because it'll force them to focus on Malgus. Yeah, if I get Red Crate next time, which, yeah, I don't know if getting the Conquest Pass Plus as opposed to the Conquest Pass like regular made that much of a difference in terms of me getting the Conquest Pass, but as you can see, 2 days, 14 hours, that's what I have left, which means basically 12 days worth of double energy, and then uh, having the extra consumables and data card. I don't know how much it helped, but I don't know. Like, I think the energy is probably where you make it, but even that, it's like, well, I could just go into the hundreds because I only went into the 50s. I could just go into the hundreds. Because I was already planning on for the last 3 days going into the hundreds, but it ended up not being necessary. So the fact that I was able to stay in the 50s the entire time, yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna buy the Conquest Pass Plus again for the next one, if for no other reason than it is Darth Malgus. And that is the only reason I bought it this time. It's like because I want to support. their decision to add Darth Malgus to the game. I want like that, and to make him as good as he looks like he's going to be. Like if it was Maul or Commander Tano, like I like those characters, but they're not Malgus. So yeah, if they add a Conquest character that I don't really care about, yeah, I'm not gonna spend the extra $20 to get myself the peace of mind, because I can just unlock them the next cycle, in probably the first what do you call it, cycle? I don't know, the first event, because that's what I did with TIE Interceptor. Where is it? Yeah, I unlocked TIE Interceptor during this event. I didn't spend any crystals on the nodes to get this. I didn't. Yeah, I didn't on all the nodes with the wandering scavengers. I didn't buy these because I didn't need to, just because of the Conquest Pass reward track. The regular one, because there is no special reward track for Conquest Pass Plus. So paying the extra $20 didn't help me at all, and I still unlocked this one. But so for characters that are not really that important to me, like Boba Fett, Sign of Jango, Commander Tano, Maul, yeah, I'm just going to accept the fact that I'm not going to unlock them right away, and I'll unlock them usually the first part 1 of 3 of the next season after that. Whereas characters that I really care about, like Malgus or Satele Shan, yeah, I'll pay the extra $20 for the first 2, just to make sure that there's no doubt. That does, yeah, if I do get Red Crate twice, that means I can pretty much coast the third time, because I'll have 40, 40, 90, 90. That puts me at, what is it, 260 is what I said. So with the 20 that you can get, even without the Conquest Pass, that's 280, which puts you within, what, 50? Yeah, that's 50 away from unlocking him, which means you can get most of the crates. And yeah, I think you would only need crate 5, and you wouldn't even need to buy the Conquest Pass at all, and you'd still get it. But, and with the Conquest Pass, I think you could get like crate 4, maybe even crate 3. So that'll be nice, being able to coast the third time. Because it's not a fun game mode. Like, just because I put in the time every single day to make it work. Yeah, I put in my 3 crystal refreshes for 150 crystals every single day, and I made sure I didn't let a single point of energy go to waste. To come that, yeah, like to beat it on the third to last day with all that work put into it and having literally the best possible advantage in my favor. It's like, it's not a fun game mode. Like, just